rolling.
We're live.
We're live.
Hello and welcome to the BattleFan podcast, episode number 11. My name is Paul, and as always, I'm here with Jerry.
What's up? Happy New Year. Happy 2020 to you and to yours.
That's right. In 2020, that's the year of the XFL. They've been saying it forever. It's coming back in 2020, and now it's here. We're in the year that the XFL is starting back up again.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I guess. Every 20 years. So if this fails, is Shane going to resurrect this in 2040?
Yeah.
There we go.
I think that's the plan. Every 20 years. I think it's going to last more than a year. I think we'll be good. But we are 1 month away. Today, as of this recording, it's January 8th. In exactly 1 month, we'll have XFL football to watch.
We'll be talking. We'll be doing a post-game analysis.
Yeah, or something.
Or a live stream or something.
Yeah, there'll be podcasts
if we're not
galore.
There. No, we won't be there. The first game's in, I forgot already.
It's DC, isn't it?
DC, I don't know.
Yeah. And then, but our first game for the BattleHawks will be in Dallas.
That's what I mean. The first, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the first BattleHawks game is in Dallas. And actually, to talk about that real quick, Dallas news, Landry Jones, their quarterback, he was the big first signing of the XFL.
I can't wait to see him on day one.
Well, there's a chance that might not happen.
Why not? What happened to him?
The dude got hurt.
Oh.
He busted up his knee somehow in training camp.
You're the star.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so there's a chance he'll play the first game, but it's not looking likely. So I guess I think it's bad news for the XFL, but it might be good news for the BattleHawks because we don't have to play them at their best.
Possibly.
So take advantage of the opportunity.
Any chance you know who their backup is?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But apparently they only have one backup, and they got to go out and find some more quarterbacks.
Hope they don't steal Brogan.
No, they won't steal your boy Brogan.
I hope there's a quarterback controversy.
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We have like 3 solid quarterbacks. Yeah. I could see that because I guess Jordan Ta'amu has he's the most talented of the 3. Everyone kind of agrees on that, but he's the youngest and most inexperienced.
That's what I mean. So they were the first one. He was the first one that they announced, but I guess it depends how training camp goes, right? Because he's not officially the starter. Right? Not
officially, but yeah. So it's probably any position is open to anybody at this point. It's kind of a weird situation because this is like a brand new team. There's no established players that are coming in. Everyone is like a rookie, or everyone's like a free agent coming in. Everyone's a brand new player.
Not only that, they have to learn all of the new rules.
Yes.
That was just announced to the public. They probably knew. What do you think? Do you think they knew?
They knew
probably like way in advance.
Maybe not the specifics. Oh, but they've been releasing a lot of these. They've been talking about these for months.
Yeah.
So, but now it's official.
So, should we talk about them?
Yeah, let's just jump into them.
All right.
So, they released on their website. They have a little video for each one of these, and they have a little description. So
Which I love, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the visual because I'm not a reader. I like the visual and the music and the sound effects, and
they did a really good job with that.
Yes.
Like everything they do, I'm just always impressed. Like how much work and how much care they put into every little thing.
I feel they're doing something right.
Yeah.
They're getting my attention the right way, and I feel like I'm a digital media. I don't want to call myself an expert. We'll say specialist.
Specialist.
Yeah,
you are special.
I feel like they're doing it the right way for this day and age. Anyway.
So let's do the first rule that was on their list was the kickoff rule. I think out of all the rules, this one I'm most excited about because currently in the NFL, it's a non-play.
Right.
It's a nothing play. Like imagine the very beginning of the game, everyone's excited. Like I remember as a kid watching football, like the kickoff was so exciting.
Like especially sound effect on some of them. Like
people would be like
nothing.
Yeah.
Touchback.
Yeah. But like imagine remember the Greatest Show on Turf days that there could be a touchdown right now.
Right.
Like the excitement of that play, like everyone's hyped. And so I think that's back in the game. So what they did to do this and keep safety in mind is that I guess the kicker is going to kick off from their 25-yard line, and he's going to have to pretty much hit a target between the 20 and the goal line. Because if he goes short of the 20 line, he doesn't get it to the 20-yard line, it's they're going to bring the ball up to the 45-yard line of the kicking team. Mm-hmm. So it's not 45 of the receiving team, 45 of the kicking team.
Right.
So that's a ridiculous penalty.
Right.
So don't do that.
Right.
If they go into the end zone, it's a 35-yard penalty. I think the same if it goes out of bounds. If it lands between the 20 and the goal line and then rolls into the end zone, then they bring it out to the 15. So that'd be a good thing to do. Yeah. Or what's more likely going to happen, they kick it and the receiving team catches it. So you have one guy that's dedicated receiver. He'll catch it. As soon as he catches it, then everyone else can move because everyone else is lined up.
They're lined up.
They're lined up either on the
running.
Yeah, exactly. They're not running. So all the kicking team is lined up on the 35-yard line, and all the receiving team is all lined up on the 30-yard line. And none of them can move until the guy receiving catches the ball. And so you don't get that full speed running all the way down the field, full speed contact. So you have the safety aspect, but you also you're going to have returns. Like they're definitely incentivizing. This is a play. Something's going to happen.
So what are they going to be?
When you begin the game,
just lined up like in what do you call this stance?
The 3-point stance.
Are they just going to stand around? Are they going to be doing jumping jacks or push-ups or?
Yeah, I guess they could just kind of chill and hang out. Yeah. So I'm thinking they could even like make plays out of this. You know, like you could have like so maybe half the guys on one side all of a sudden just like pull to the other side. We're going on the left side. I don't know what they can do.
Or it's going to be like a normal play where like you can't move, and if you move, it's a penalty. I wouldn't think so because that would stop.
Yeah, I think you could probably like move, like you're not totally still, but you just can't. I just think you can't like cross the line. Maybe there's like a zone you can stay within your 5-yard zone or something. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly. They didn't really go into that, but yeah, pretty much no move. The main thing is action's going to happen right away. First play of the game. I mean, who knows, like they're going to be trying to figure these rules out. There's probably going to be a lot of touchdowns that first.
Yeah.
At least that first week because they're trying to figure this out.
For them and for the players and the viewers.
That will be exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next rule because we got a lot to get to. That was probably my favorite. This is the other big one that people have been talking about is the point after touchdown.
This is my favorite.
This is your favorite?
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
But I'll explain it.
No, I'm not going to talk about it at all.
Okay. All right,
you explain it.
Okay, I'll explain it. Okay, so they can have, when you score a touchdown, there's no PAT, kick it, you try to get your point. No kicking.
You think the kickers are pissed off about that?
I mean, they still got field goals. Field goals are still there. And then they also have the kickoff itself is like, there's a lot more pressure on them because if you get it short of that 20, you're screwed.
And once again, they're just taking away a pointless play, even though for some reason lately in the NFL, like the kickers have been missing a lot of PATs.
Yeah.
I guess because they moved it back.
They did move it back.
So it's been more exciting a little bit on the NFL because you never know who's going to shank it. But it's just 1 point either way, no matter what. So if you miss it, it's not the end.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, so I guess they're doing 1 point. They're going to take it from the 2-yard line to try to score. You get 1 point. If you go from the 5-yard line, you get 2 points if you make it. And crazy thing, if you go from the 10-yard line, you get 3 points.
Like basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a 3-pointer. I mean, think of it that way. Is that how far a 3-point line is in basketball?
Oh, I don't know.
How many yards away is it?
It's not yards.
Yeah, I guess it's probably feet.
I think 10 feet is a free throw.
They probably measure in metric or something.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. I wonder because right now there's no odds on it. So you don't really know what the best option is. So I think different teams are going to try different strategies. Like, no, we always go for 1 because the odds are best. Like, no, I think 2 is always the best.
Depends on if the offense is more running game heavy.
Yeah, and it could depend on your particular
passing
offense.
Versus wide receiver, tight end options. You know, because if your wide receiver tight end game's strong, you know, you could start from the 10.
Yeah,
if
and
you're
just
more confident about that.
We're just going to go for that 3 points. Yeah,
that's exciting.
If you think of like a team that only goes for 1 point, they can make all 3, but it's like hard to make every single one versus you go for 3 points every time. If you only make one of the 3, you still have the same amount of points as the guy who went for 1 all 3 times that made it. So it might be the odds might work out better. Like the little bit of math I did, I think the 2 point makes the most sense because you get twice as many points as one, and I think it's definitely more than half the percentages of the one out, if that math makes sense to you. But I think the odds are probably best around 2.
The only thing I'm upset about, because I was hoping they were going this way, I was hoping if you try a 6-pointer, if you miss it, you get deducted points.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Negative point. I'm waiting for a sport to introduce negative points. When they're no lead
Golf?
is safe. Yeah. No lead is safe. What happens if you do something so boneheaded or so you lose points?
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping they would introduce in the XFL. But
I mean, this rule is kind of, out of all of them, I think this is the most gimmicky one. You're talking super gimmicky, losing points.
But it's fan servicing.
I think you need a little bit of gimmickiness to get people talking. And so I think this 3-point from the 10-yard line, that kind of changes up. That kind of makes people sit up and notice.
Yeah.
So we need a little bit of gimmicky. But I think it's not that gimmicky.
But I feel like this is
not in a bad way.
This is the rule that most people who are talking about this have talked about. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that, or that's exciting, or that's. I haven't heard a lot of negative about that one.
Yeah, I've heard only good things about that one.
Only good things.
So let's move on to the next one. Looks like they are trying to disincentivize punting. They want you to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So the way this one works, there's no more punting it out of bounds or punting in the end zone, because if you do that, it's a penalty all the way up to the 35-yard line. So, or if it goes out of bounds before the 35, it's better they'll move it up there. But for the most part, if you kick it out of bounds, you go in the end zone, it's the 35-yard line. And the other thing is that your gunners on the outside, or pretty much anyone for that matter, they can't get off the line of scrimmage until the kicker punts the ball. So that means it'll be longer for them to get down the field. So the receiving team will have more time to catch the ball and look around and start running. That is not, you don't have gunner in your face right away. So which thinks it makes it safer. And then you'll have more returns as well. So it's more fun and it's safer.
Well, that's one of the the most fun things to watch for, even though it doesn't happen that often, is the fake punts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they did a fake punt, even if it's it's not successful.
Yeah, I guess this kind of changes how
the most surprising thing, I guess.
Yeah, this will change how it'll be harder to do fake punts because you can't have
right.
A
I just mean they're trying to get rid of the senseless, or not senseless, but the go-to punt.
So
they're trying to incentivize, more action on 4th down.
Yeah, it's if we screw this up, they're going to be at the 35 anyway, so might as well try to go for it if you're kind of at midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a good chance they're going to be return it further than what they normally would. So that's another incentive. Let's just go for it,
right?
Because we're not really gaining that much field possession by doing this, or field position.
You could still see a lot of trick plays though, because there's still the option.
Yeah, I still got the option. You can still run it.
Yeah.
So there's no real change there. So I'm sure you'll see some trick plays, but maybe not as many as the one downside. And Oliver Luck was talking in an interview. They were talking about doing the halo rule with the 5 yards, and they were testing it out, and they realized that the players were having a really hard time with it. So they decided to scrap that whole rule. So it's kind of a good indication that they were testing out these rules, and they said something early, and they realized it didn't work, and they weren't afraid to be like, "Oh, we were wrong there. We're not going to do that rule."
That is good.
So
they probably the players and coaches have known about these for a while. Then.
I think so. They've been testing
at least the
out.
Ideas of them.
I'm
the
sure
concepts
in the mini camps and those.
I want to hear what else got vetoed, or whatever else got rejected.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other stuff that was vetoed. So let's move to the next one. The double forward pass. This one, it makes sense, but
I was getting excited at first. Because I thought there'd be no restrictions. Like, if you throw it down the field, you can throw it again. I'm like, oh, my God, this could be like NFL blitz, but there's still...
Yeah, you got to be behind the
line of scrimmage. Yeah. But it can be forward, not lateral.
Yeah, exactly.
But as long as it's behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I think this might come up maybe like once a weekend between the games. I don't know. I just don't see this happening too often.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, what's that play where the running back runs in front of the quarterback Wildcat? And no, not the Wildcat. The running back runs in front of the quarterback and he kind of shovels it to him.
Oh.
So it's considered a pass.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that play. So the quarterback gets the stats for whatever he does.
Yeah.
But they could do that play and then he could throw it. Yeah.
What's that play called? My God.
It's like a shovel pass or something.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
Yeah, something like that. but you could do that, and then you could throw it, so you have little options
Right.
there. And also, like, you do kind of the lateral pass, and then they pass it down. They've done that forever, but now you're not have to be so worried about, was it behind him or was it in front of him? It's just like he can throw it again either way, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
So I think that won't come up too much. Not the most sad about the rule, but I'm not against it either.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next one. This is another cool rule, the overtime.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I think my prediction is the NFL is going to steal this within 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like this, it's going to happen. The first overtime game, fans are going to get pumped about this and be like, why is the NFL not doing this?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're going to have a shootout, and they'll have, the game ends in a tie. There's no coin toss and you get the ball, but if you score a touchdown, then the game's over. If you score a field goal, then the other team gets a chance.
Never got the chance.
Yeah. So, which just happened in the Vikings-Saints game, and everyone's mad about they never got a chance. So you're going to avoid that whole
Of course that happened
situation.
in New Orleans.
Yeah. Poor New Orleans. But, so you'll set up, I think, on the 5-yard line. So is the other reason why I said you should go for 2, because they're probably going to be practicing this 5-yard play a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's the shootout. You set up at the 5-yard line, and you try to score. And then the other team's offense and defense, you switch offense and defense, and the other team tries to score from the 5-yard line. And you do that on 5 rounds, shootout style. So after the 5 rounds, if we scored on 4 of them, you scored on 3 of them, we win the game. Or if we both scored maybe 4 of them, after the 5th, then it's sudden death. It's just 1 round each. Whoever scores and one team doesn't, then the game is over.
That's pretty cool. Even though
what?
I would have introduced, I mean, they mimic this from hockey.
Yeah.
But I would like for them to do it one step further, even though it would be before the shootout, would be just take away like half the players. Have it be just like 4 on 4. 4 on 4 with the quarterback. And just so it's just constant, just hike, throw, just nothing but launches.
Yeah.
But, then it's just more on the players.
Yeah, but then it's still the same game you've been watching the whole time.
Right.
It's the same thing you're always practicing. It's still the game of football. Just
There's
done
nothing
in a
more
shootout
exciting
way.
than 3-on-3 hockey, though.
Yeah, it is
3-on-3
exciting.
hockey is so much fun to watch. So that would have been cool, but that's very gimmicky. The shootout's kind of gimmicky, but like that's really the only thing football can do. That's like, because you got to get that score, unless you're doing punt or unless you're doing field goals.
Yeah,
for immediate scores, that's kind of the only thing football can do is line up on the 10 and
line up on the 5.
On the 5. So you think they're gonna switch ends, or is it just gonna be on one end?
I think in the video it was all on the same end. So I think they're gonna do the same end.
To be, because that's a lot of going.
Yeah.
Even though unless the defense, because it's not gonna be on the same. They could just have like both sides of the team.
I think they'll keep doing it because they think the referees, they got to run down each time. And it's not going to happen.
Forget the refs. They need to be in shape anyway.
They could cart them down or something. Get one of those gators out there. And
they're going to have like
pile them up.
Old wrestlers, not old, but like rejected wrestlers be refs. They have the cutoff shirts.
That'd be
cut-off
good.
sleeves.
Yeah. So I think this is a great rule. I'm just wondering how much this is going to happen, because with the 1, 2, and 3 point conversions, I think the scores are going to be kind of wonky. I don't think this is going to happen very often.
That's probably why
it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
But
that's why I wouldn't mind if it was just so out there and so extreme.
Yeah.
For lack of better terms. Because it's, like you said, it's rare it's going to happen. So like when it does happen, it's like, oh, snap. We're going to get the crazy whatever. But this is, this is exciting in itself.
This will be good. A sudden death football. Like, we've never seen like sudden death football.
Right.
I don't know. Because hockey is exciting. But this is like a team shootout. Right. Instead of just like, just put your star out there.
Right.
TJ Oshie tears it up.
Right.
So I think that's really cool. All right. Here's some the timing changes, because they're all talking less stall, more ball, what they keep saying. So they are doing... So NFL has a 40-second game clock. XFL is going to do a 25-second game clock. So they're knocking 15 seconds off. However, it's not really 15 seconds they're knocking off, because the play clock doesn't start until the official spots the ball.
Oh.
So they say that usually takes about 7 seconds. So in reality, it's going to be more like 32, which is still shorter and faster. but it's not really 25. It's more like 32. But which will still you're
speed up the game.
It'll speed up the game.
Yeah.
8 seconds is you start adding those up. That's gonna move the game a lot faster. So there's that. The other thing they did with the timing is the comeback period, which this is the rule when they originally talked about it. I was not excited about it because it kind of took the strategy at the end of the game away from it. But I like what they did. They didn't go full out that it just originally they were saying after every play, the clock stops. That's not exactly what they're doing. If it's just like the regular, if it goes out of bounds or if you go out of bounds or if it's an incomplete pass, the clock stops. However, if you throw it or run it and it goes, it's a complete pass and it stays in bounds, they will stop. Or hold on a second, am I doing this right?
I didn't hear about this. I don't.
The game clock will be stopped right away, so they stop it right away until they place the ball, and then 5 seconds of the game clock goes off. So then after they place the ball, 5 seconds go off, and then the clock starts running again. So if you're trying to kill time, you wait for them to place the ball, you wait for the 5 seconds, and then you have 20 seconds that you can try to kill time because there's still 20 seconds left on the game clock. So if you're trying to kill time, you could try to stay in bounds. The ball's down, they spot it, you wait seconds, then you can kill 20 seconds off the clock at that point. In NFL, if you run the ball, you got 40 seconds that you can kill. So it's like you're killing half the time of what the NFL is doing. So they kind of met in the middle.
Unless you're Tennessee. Did you see that? Or hear about that?
I missed that.
That's what helped them beat the Patriots. The coach milked like a minute off the clock because it was, oh man, it was a big scenario because it was like 4th down and they kept taking penalties. And there's like a rule, and it was like right before the 5-minute rule. So if it's under 5 minutes, you can't end on a delay of game on a 4th down. Anyway, it was a long story, but that's pretty much he milked like a minute off the clock.
Oh, because that,
like between 6 minutes and 5 minutes at the end of the game.
Yeah. So pretty much the way this is set up is that you can milk 20 seconds per play if you want to. And so like the NFL, it's 40 seconds, it's 20 seconds, so it's harder to milk the clock. So I guess that's why it's comeback period, because you get a better chance. And then if you're trying to save time, you're trying to drive down the field and you don't have much time left, you can throw it down the middle of the field and you got the time for them to spot the ball, and then you have 5 seconds where the clock has stopped. So there's no, you can rush down and spike it or whatever. Like you have a little bit of a buffer there. So you have more options to play in the middle of the field at the end of the game because you're not going to run off as much time as you would normally in the NFL. So I think
that's pretty cool.
I think they did a good job with this rule that they kind of met in the middle where they didn't make it, because there's sometimes at the end of the game it's like, oh, there's 2 minutes left and they got the ball and they got a first down, the game's over. They have no timeouts left. It's not a big deal. So you got to do a little bit more than that. So I think they met in the middle and they did a good job with that. They said the clock's going to be running throughout the game, so it doesn't matter if it goes out of bounds or anything. I think the clock is running, which no one really pays attention to anyway during an NFL game, that when they stop the clock or run the clock. I guess in the XFL it's just always going to be running. I think they want quicker games.
Yeah.
And I guess the game's going to be moving pretty quick anyway. So the other rule they got is instead of 3 timeouts, they're only doing 2 timeouts. So just less stall, more ball, not as many timeouts. So that's that.
Did they talk about challenges?
They did talk about challenges. That's actually the next one, the replay rulings.
Oh, read your mind.
There is no red flags. Coaches don't have nothing. They can't challenge anything. There is no challenge whatsoever. However, there's a guy in the sky, a ref that's kind of watching.
It's
that.
Vince.
Yeah, Vince. This is bad for ratings.
I want to be in control of all this.
So
this isn't New York. This is Vince.
So Vince,
Connecticut, or wherever Raw is. That's where I am.
So he's in the booth watching, and he decides that that's a bad call. I don't know. I think I didn't go in the specifics of it. I think they have like up to 60 seconds or something like that to overturn something. Like they don't have any. After 6 seconds, it's locked in.
That's good. That's going to be the new rule that every team's going to should steal.
Yeah,
it's you get, especially baseball.
Yeah, it's like, we got to review this. We got to look at it. It's like, well, you got 60 seconds to figure out what you're doing.
Granted, it's not like the umps and the referees on the field. It's whoever their communications are. I get that, but if it doesn't matter the scenario,
if you can't figure it out within
60 seconds or whatever it is, 60 seconds. If there's bad, okay, doesn't matter. Call stands. That's what it should be.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Because if it's not so obvious that you can't figure it out within 60 seconds, just leave it as a play on the field.
World Series or Super Bowl.
Yeah, but if you can't figure it out within 60 seconds, just let it be.
Yeah.
If it takes that much dissecting, that's too much. So I think all the reviews are going to be done in the booth. And they have certain rules on what can and can't, but then they made exceptions to those rules. So I think it's just if they really screw something up, they can overturn it. So I think we'll see how that goes in practice, how it does. So I'm excited to see that. Let's see. And then they have the 5 common sense rules.
Oh boy.
They have 1 foot in bounds. Catch the ball 1 foot. 1 foot in bounds instead of 2 feet in bounds.
Really?
Yeah.
You only need 1 foot.
Only 1 foot. You don't have to touch 2 feet. You only need 1. I think that's how college is.
Okay.
So I think it's the same as the college rules. And I think it's safer that way too, because instead of...
Yeah, because if you fully commit with the 2 feet, like you're just...
Yeah,
I don't know how many injuries you really see.
You're pancaking on the ground.
Because every receiver does it. And you don't see a lot of injuries from that.
Mm-hmm. So you can have 1 foot in bound and 1 foot to kind of brace yourself.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think it puts the advantage on the offense.
I mean, you're really changing the game though.
Yeah.
That way.
Not huge in a huge way, but it is.
I mean, how many times do you see that though? Where receivers are constantly doing the toe drag.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That does happen a lot more than you think. This will be a lot more completions, which I think that's cool. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that rule. I think that makes sense. It's safer and more completions. They said they're gonna have a dedicated ball spotting official. So one guy on the field, his sole job is to figure out where the ball went down or where it went out of bounds, and he's got to run and spot the ball. That's all he does. So you don't have to, the guy's worrying about looking for penalties or all the other things they do. He's just there watching the ball, which I guess he'd have to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of running.
Yeah.
So maybe have to get one of your littler wrestlers, in-shape wrestlers, to do that with the cutoff tee.
Yeah, conquistadors.
Perfect. The other one, they're doing communication in the helmets. Like right now in the NFL, I think only the quarterbacks have like an earpiece in their helmets. I think they're going to let all the skill position players on the offense, that they'll all have communication in their helmet. They haven't put the official on what it's actually going to be, but I think it makes sense with the faster game clock that instead of having to huddle up, it takes a lot of time.
So they're all hearing the same thing?
Yeah, they're all hearing the same thing. They come back. So the receiver runs down the field, and it's like, it's incomplete pass or whatever. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have to go back to the huddle. He just has to go, he's hearing the play as he's walking back. So he can just get a line up. So it just speeds the game up.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be, I wonder if they can do kind of innovative with that and be like, I don't know, it's like, turn around right now.
Right.
If they can do some of that kind of stuff, that'd be cheating. But I think, the broadcasters get access to this stuff.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting I'm sure so fans will get to hear what they're saying. So I don't know if there's what
about the other team though?
Yeah, I guess everyone has access. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work.
NFL as far as cracking down on that in terms of Bluetooth headsets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Someone got busted. At least I saw a headline. Someone got busted for wearing a Bluetooth headset on the other team, and they were claiming that they were hearing something.
Yeah, I don't know. But maybe it's so quick that will they have time to react? I don't know.
We don't care. Just steal it.
Yeah. He likes
steal
more
the plays.
access.
We don't care. It makes for a better game.
Yeah.
We don't care about cheating.
I guess they got to get more cryptic with how they say stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, it's like a code.
Like signs, like in baseball.
Exactly. That, he said this weird jargon, and I guess everyone on the team knows how to decode it. That'd be interesting. This one's a more complicated rule, the illegal man downfield. So I guess the way football works, you have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. The inside 5 cannot go on a passing play, cannot be downfield. So that's just kind of the rule. If they go downfield, if they were blocking someone, they block them so much that they push them downfield, they go beyond the line of scrimmage. I think in NFL it's a yard. they are illegal man downfield and it's a penalty. They're pushing that to 3 yards downfield so they can kind of block and push a little bit. I think where this comes into play is that when you're trying to like a play action or something where you're faking the run and then you end up passing, because the linemen on a running play, they're going to try to push forward as much as they can. Versus a passing play, they're trying to block the rush, so usually the lineman can kind of tell, is this a rush play or is this a running play or a passing play based on how the linemen are acting. But they can kind of hide it a little better because they have that 3-yard buffer where they can act like it's a running play and kind of fool the defense a little bit. And maybe just it's less likely that this penalty will happen this way, and so it's just less penalties, less stall, more ball. That's right. And the last rule they put on here was the halftime is only 10 minutes long. That's quick.
Well,
so less
not going to be a lot of halftime entertainment then.
No. Yeah, there's no dog catching the frisbee on the field.
They're not going to run a wrestling ring.
Yeah, wrestling ring. No, none of that stuff. So I think it's real quick. Get a little potty break and come back out.
These games are going to be like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, they're going to be really quick. And they even, the other thing that they were talking, they didn't put in the official rules, but they were talking about the coin toss. They're going to do that like 40 minutes before the game. I guess the coach will have a meeting beforehand or something, and they'll just determine that stuff before the game, so it's not going to be televised or fans won't see it. They'll just kind of like you show up and be like, well, BattleHawks are getting the ball first, and the Renegades are going that direction.
That's interesting.
And it'll just be known before even the game starts. So that is the new rules of the XFL.
It's exciting.
I think they did a really good job with this.
Yeah.
I'm excited about all these rules, especially
I'm ready to see
the kickoff, the shootout at the end.
I mean, it might be a complete crap show the first game or two.
Yeah.
But who cares?
I think
We're all in on the experiment.
Yeah, it is an experiment, and sounds like someone asked Andrew Luck if he was if they would like halfway through the season if they would change something. He seemed like he's pretty set on these are the rules.
Andrew
for this.
Luck?
Or did I say Andrew?
Yeah.
Oliver Luck.
No, not me.
Yeah, Oliver Luck. His daddy. So they're going to stick to these rules throughout the season, and maybe after the season they'll, I guess, readjust and probably make some changes if they have to based on a full season. But they're not going to change anything halfway through. He said the only exception if there was something like that concern like player safety.
Right.
But I don't really see anything like that happening. So like, this is the rules. This is XFL 2020. This is what we're doing. I'm excited to see it. So let's get into some other news.
News and notes.
First thing I got is about Doug Meacham. He's the offensive coordinator for the BattleHawks.
Meacham. Wasn't that a... Meacham.
House of Cards, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Meacham. No. He wasn't... Not Doug.
No, but it's like...
Who was Meacham?
Is it? Because there's a Doug and there's also a Meacham in House of Cards. We have to look that up.
Who was Meacham?
I don't know.
One of the bodyguards, right?
Is that what it was? Maybe it was.
Because he said all the time, Meacham.
Yeah. So the two names from House of Cards are offensive coordinator.
I've never heard that name before. And I said it again, like Meacham, House of Cards.
He apparently interviewed for the TCU position.
Okay.
I think head coach or offensive coordinator. I forget what the position was. But so there's rumors about this. However, he is at training camp right now. So nothing official. The little bit I was reading it sounds like he interviewed, but he hasn't been hired or anything. But people seem concerned that we're going to lose our offensive coordinator, and that would not be good for the BattleHawks if at this point in the game, when you're already a few days into training camp, you already had mini camp, a month away from the season starting, to lose your offensive coordinator would not be good.
No.
So let's hope Doug Meacham sticks around. So as far as I can tell, he is, though. So they have training camp, like I was saying. The group of guys that are at training camp is not the exact same 70 guys that were at mini camp a month ago. So there's been 10 players. I got them listed here. I could read them off, but
that's okay.
That's right. But there are 10 new players. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter, the new players and the old players who got dropped and who got added. So there is some turnover in the team. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And the same thing happened between the draft and minicamp as well. There was some turnover of players there.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, but none of the big names that really got turned over. Let's see, what else do I got here as far as news-wise? I don't know if you remember back in August, we got the team logo and team name and all that.
Yes.
Remember? That was a good time. 2 days after, I realized that there was a pie symbol in the BattleHawks name.
You did.
I did. I noticed that 2 days later.
Posted it from the then, what was our name? XFL
Fan Podcast.
XFL Fan Podcast before we had a name. Twitter account. And what happened?
Well, on January 6th on KMOX, Kurt Hunsker was doing an interview. I'll read this. So it says, BattleHawks president explains hidden salute to 3.14 in team logo. Now we've learned of something else. Thanks to BattleHawks president Kurt Hunsker, who was on sports on a Sunday morning with our Tom Ackerman, he pointed out the double T's that's connected in the logos. So all the letters are out there. The T's are touching each other. It makes the mathematical symbol for pi, which is 3.141592653, blah, blah, blah. Take the first 3 digits, 314, and that's the St. Louis area code. So he's like, look, we have another Easter egg. It's like, I knew that.
How many months later did he announce that?
So he
probably got it from our Twitter account.
You think so? They didn't even mean to do it? Like, yeah, we meant to do that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us.
You're welcome, Mr. Hunziker.
If you were following us, you would have known this months ago. That was back in August. And like in XFL time, that's like years ago.
Didn't someone pick up on that? Some media outlet?
Yeah, ours.
No. Pick of what you observed.
Oh, I don't know. Did they?
I thought so.
Probably.
Maybe not media outlet, but they got retweeted by somebody big. I thought.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, enough to make us, at least make some money off of it, right?
Yeah, I was hoping
monetize that.
I listened to the interview. I was hoping to get a shout out, but we didn't get one. Thanks, Kurt. That's okay. Just bring us a great fan experience, and I'll forgive you everything.
Yes. Maybe a discount on merch.
So let's see. Moving on. You were talking, Jerry. You brought this up before the podcast that Genius Sports, they got hired by the XFL.
Yeah.
And what they do? What do they do?
Something about they safeguard against illegal betting.
Illegal betting. So I guess
I've never heard of them before this, but they're involved in a lot of sports.
Look around and say like, hey, there's some weird activity going on the betting market, so maybe there's some fishy business going on.
And Vince is heavy into this.
Yeah. Which I think is good for the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Like if XFL had some big scandal about, the games are fixed, like their matches are in the WWE, I think that might be an impression that people would get. Like, XFL, isn't that fake? Like wrestling?
Maybe. So I think fans would care, though?
Yeah, I think they would.
I think so?
Yeah, for sports, I think the integrity game means a lot.
I just feel like the XFL is like an extension of regular sports at the moment, with all the new rules and all that stuff. So I don't think they care as much as because some people already believe like NFL is rigged, which it might be. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. So moving on, we talked about this guy on an earlier podcast, Shawn Oakman, the meme guy. The giant man. He got picked up by the Wildcats, our other conference rival. We don't like the Wildcats here at the BattleFan podcast.
How are they in our conference?
They're not the other.
I gotcha.
Other conference
I gotcha.
rival. They're not the Vipers, our in-conference rival.
Right.
Yeah, they poop standing up. It's kind of weird.
Whatever.
But Shawn Oakman with the Wildcats, he was dropped. They got rid of him.
Oh, man.
So I don't know what happened.
He was famous in the meme world.
And he thought he was part of the XFL, but he's not.
He must be really bad.
So like the biggest names in the XFL, Shawn Oakman and Landry Jones, like one's hurt and one's out of the league. There's really not any big names
You need to get these guys in the off season. Like you need to get them in like the reality shows and whatever gets these people famous.
And they're putting out a lot of media stuff where they're like interviewing players and stuff, and a lot of them don't have a lot of views, with the exception of our punter Marquette King.
Yeah,
that guy is dominating on social media. He has like a YouTube video with like 500,000 views. He's an interesting guy, so he'll be fun to watch. He'll be fun to root for.
Maybe if we punt.
Yeah, there's not a lot of punting, but he's there. Let's see what else I have. Okay, at Christmas time, I guess it's time to get your BattleHawks gear for presents. I only ended up getting one thing for Christmas. I got my nephew a little toddler T-shirt that had BattleHawks on it.
Battle what?
BattleHawks, not BattleFan. That's us. So I did that. I was like, hey, while I'm here, I'm gonna get a BattleHawks jersey too, a replica jersey. But this was on December 14th that I was looking at it, and we were completely sold out.
Wow.
Of replica jerseys. And I was just curious, like, okay, we're sold out. Is this like league wide? Everyone's sold out. So I looked at all the other teams. All the other teams had jerseys available. So this is like only a problem in St. Louis, the exception of Seattle. Seattle was sold out as well. So Seattle and St. Louis sold out of replica jerseys. Everyone else still had them available. This was on December 14th. Right. Perfect time to be ordering stuff for Christmas.
I feel like we're the most excited city for this, and Seattle just has badass uniforms. So.
Yeah.
And they love their football too.
They do, yeah. So good for them, good for us that we got a fan bases that are excited. And as of right now, we just checked it just a second ago, only small replica jerseys are available. You can get the authentic ones, but I don't know if I'm going to drop.
And they're pricey.
$225. I don't think I can drop that much.
They are pricey.
So I think I'm going to wait until a replica.
But even like the shirts, like they have the 47 Club brand, which is a pretty cool brand, and they do a lot of pro sports that I'm a fan of. They're like kind of like the alternate look of logos and merch, and a lot of them caught my eye, but a lot of them just are either smalls or medium sizes or out of. I don't think. Well, there was a hat that's sold out. But yeah, so I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah,
that sucks for us who want the merch, but
but they're selling out. People are buying it. That's a good sign.
Yeah,
and I guess it's not cheap to run a brand new football league, so they need the money.
Yeah,
Vince needs the money. Come on, guys, support your Vince McMahon,
please.
Poor guy, financing this whole thing. Buy your season tickets. They're like $100. Or your single game tickets are like $20 a pop. It's not. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Support your local billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not local by any means, but local extension of a nationwide billionaire.
Yeah. So we'll end on that good thought, helping out the billionaires.
Because they need it.
There you go. Public service announcement. All right, well, that'll do it for the BattleFan Podcast, episode 11.
So we've been doing them like at once a month.
Yeah.
So if we continue that, the next one we'll do, it'll be after a game.
Yeah,
it's crazy
if we go with that. If we go at that rate, but hopefully we'll be here more often than that. Yeah,
we'll see
if we can. Now that the holidays are over and we're not so busy anymore, I'm not so busy this next couple months. So hopefully we'll get some more stuff as more news comes out over the next couple weeks.
Is there going to be any news? Or just going to be here we go? I mean, they might name.
Who knows?
Well, they'll name their starters probably at some point. Before.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do cuts at some point. So that'll be exciting.
Oh yeah, they still got another round of cuts.
Yeah. So they were at 70 players right now.
Still seems so far away, but month is.
It's gonna go by.
I mean,
fast.
shoot, there's only 2 weeks of NFL playoffs besides the Super Bowl. Jeez.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We'll be here. All right. Well, until next time, we don't know when next time will be, but hopefully sooner rather than later.
Maybe we'll be live.
Maybe we could do it.
Paul and I are discussing like what we're gonna do during like the actual games.
Yeah,
like we could do live events, live streaming, Facebook living it.
Yeah, during the games, watching it. I'll be especially for the away games.
Yeah,
the home games I'm going to be at the game, so
yeah,
it's going to be hard to do that.
I might be too. We'll see. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be that home opener
for sure. Yeah, but if you have any recommendations or any feedback for us, just hit us up on our different socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, all that good stuff. But until next time, let's go BattleHawks.
No caca.